product is as much a sense-making process as it is executing on knowledge, right? So it's as much trying to work out and understand the world as it is, executing based on your knowledge of the world. And so what that means is research becomes really, really important. Iterative development that's very much focused on, trying to understand what the answer to a question is really, really important. And so that means that, so a couple of kind of tangible pieces, using opportunity solution trees, which I'm not too sure if you're familiar with, is an example. So that takes, if we take a high-level job to be done, we break it down into more discrete pieces. There'll be a high-level opportunity that relates to improving that. So it'll essentially be, we've got some particular task that needs to be done. Maybe it's going to improve efficiency, maybe it's going to improve effectiveness. It could be utility focused, it could be emotionally focused. You've got this kind of broad problem area. You think, hey, it's being underserved, we can do something about it. An opportunity solution tree that's the opportunity. You outline the multiple different options that you could pursue to solve that particular problem, as opposed to getting attached to one. And it's a really nice way of doing it, because you immediately force the team to diverge instead of converge onto something. One of the big issues in product management is people can converge around a solution really quickly, and then you get anchored to it, and then it's very easy to get solution focused then. Whereas when you ask the team to go, hey, I want 10 different ways you could solve this, then you can come up with, well, okay, you map, when you've got your opportunity, you can map the assumptions on which you think customers might want to solve that problem. You might have assumptions around timeliness. You might have assumptions around effectiveness. A bunch of different assumptions that could govern the right solution. Then you ask the team to diverge on solution and get as many as you can, and then you can start, using the data that you've got next to the assumptions that you've got to say, well, which one of these do we know pop? Which one do we think don't matter as much? Develop a bit of a hierarchy. Which of the solutions best fit this? You might come back with a short list of 2 or 3 ways of solving it. And then you can say, okay, let's get some prototypes and get it in front of some UX research. That might yield for you some validation of assumptions. It might yield for you, you might discover a solution that you didn't think of through that, just with way you sort of interact with some of the prototypes. And it might throw 1 or 2 of the prototypes out. So then you might end up with 2 things. You might go out to market with one, see how it works. If it kind of falls a bit flat to what you expect, based on, you then can question the assumption, and perhaps you give it another solution a go.
Yeah. So basically, if you say OKRs, you have some business level key results, and then when it comes to actually go and implement those things over the 90 days, you'll use this as an ideation step to actually kind of break that down into a bunch of candidate approaches to it, but not getting too locked into one of those things.
Yeah, not trying to get too locked in. So I mean, sometimes it's self-evident what the solution needs to be. But I think, for when it's not that clear, opportunity solution trees are very effective, and it's something that Seek's done. They brought this type of thinking in because they were wanting to shift from being a feature factory to being a problem-solving, product and all teams. So our product and development teams.